We're live. We are ready to go post the link for today's class on the website jollyrogerukulele.com, and you should go there and I will teach you how to play. If you don't already know how to play, and if you do know how to play, I'll teach you how to play better. And we meet here every Monday through Friday at noon my time, whatever time that is your time. I'm posting the link for today's lesson up at the top of the page. Link, enter, settings, edit, open a new window, update, update. Once I post that, then everybody comes rushing in. Everybody, meaning half a dozen people, maybe sometimes a dozen, and we all learn how to play ukulele, and it's awesome. And today we have three world-class pieces of music: Brahms Lullaby, Danny Boy, and Santa Lucia. All of these pieces of music are great. And so if you are learning to play instrumental ukulele, you have come to the right place. I am teaching some harmonica, then a couple of levels of ukulele, baritone ukulele, and guitar, and basically the same procedure for all of them. Melody matters. Melody is the most important thing, and we will always be working on that on some level to make sure that you sound as good as you can, and then you have the option of singing or not. That's the big deal. Is that when most ukulele stuff, we have this tendency to do too much singing. Not too much, but for those of us who are not big on singing, um, we have this tendency to be like, oh gosh, oh, this is really bright. Well, down, 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 down. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That was the problem. That light was just too bright. How about that? All right. I got these new little ring lights, and I'm trying to learn how to use them. I have one of them turned off completely right now. They don't seem like they're that bright, but they are definitely messing with the camera here. Want to see how much brighter that is? Of course, I got this. I bought the cheapest camera I can possibly get. My laptop, the screen is starting to come apart, and so the camera that's in it is all blurry. So I bought this additional, rather than going to buy a new laptop. Which, can you imagine, a decent Macintosh laptop is almost $4,000 now. 4,000. My first car was 400. Of course, it lasted about 9 months, and this has lasted 3 years now. I think I might be up to 4.5 years, something like that. Um, I ought to just go get a Microsoft one. Those are meant to be disposable. It's like, boy, a couple pieces of my software are Macintosh only, and um, so yeah. Let's see. Valerie is in. Lynn is in so far. Nancy rolled through. It says the sound is good. If you have a minute, could you go over the steps we should be doing for practice time? For instance, make a better bar arpeggio. It's a great idea. We'll talk about that, Nancy. Well, let's wait one more minute, let everybody get settled in, and then we will talk about it. I think it's important. I think at the end of the day, when I watch my students here locally, what gets in, what are the things that get in their way? Practicing at all definitely gets in your way, right? It's very challenging to change your life and set aside 15 to 30 minutes a day in this same time slot, your best time slot of the day. That is really hard to do as a grown-up. Even with what's going on right now, where we're spending more time at the house, even still, there's just this impossible laundry list of stuff. By the way, there's a wasp wandering around here. I didn't get a chance. I couldn't find him at break, so now he's back. He's at some point, if I get bit in the side of my head by a wasp, I'm going to have you guys sit there and just watch and see if I am allergic. I've been bitten by a bee, so I think I'm okay. But I've never been bitten by a wasp. I'm the nicest wasp guy. I always put them in a little cup and take them outside. And then I think this guy just keeps coming back. He seems an awful lot like I've met him before. But getting where you can practice at all is one of those things. But let me run through. Well, heck, let's 207. Let's talk about it. Practice. The number one thing that students do wrong is practice inefficiently. And I have several pieces of advice for that. First of all, on the website, we have a practice log. It is so essential to just not write down. I sat down and practiced for 15 minutes. Make yourself a little note. Worked on Brahms Lullaby. That's all you got to write. You don't need to, you don't need to turn it into some sort of emotional outpouring about your failures in life, right? Just 12:07 on Thursday, worked on Brahms Lullaby. 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, worked on Brahms Lullaby. That log will give you an honest assessment of whether you have unrealistic expectations about where you're getting things done. If it turns out that you are only able to practice 2 or 3 times a week, then you need to accept that you are going to make advancements at a 2 or 3 times a week level. If you are practicing for 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night, and you are consistently doing that, then you will have a much faster and much better progress in what you're working on. So I think that practice log is number one. I think put that in the front of your book. That should be number one. Number two, I think right behind that should be your Make It Better bar worksheet. And so you sit down, you're like, okay, it's Thursday. I'm going to work on Brahms Lullaby. All right, write it down. Okay. Doesn't matter how long you work. Honestly, it doesn't matter. If you sit down, you're going to practice 15 minutes at least, probably 30. A couple of you will, when you're brand new into it and you have a new ukulele, you practice for 2 hours, and that lasts about a week. Okay. But so the amount of time you spend practicing does matter, but I wouldn't say in terms of keeping a record of it, it matters. I just think, hey, sit down, write in that you do it. Next thing, turn the page, your Make It Better bar worksheet is there. And just do it. I'm doing it too fast, so I'm getting clunky sounds. And run that through. Run it through a couple of times. We're working on getting the 3 muscles that run your thumb. We got to get them tougher, and so I think that's very valuable. The next thing, right after my just technical warm-up, I would have the arpeggio book, Gary's arpeggio book, sitting right underneath there, and I would have a sticky note on whatever one I'm working on that week. I would not work on all of them. I don't think that's helpful to you, and I certainly wouldn't get good at any of them necessarily. But if I'm saying, all right, this week I'm going to work on C major, and I'm just going to play through that, and you only need to play through it once, maybe twice. Okay? Don't spend a ton of time on it. You should be able to play the whole thing as written in about 2 minutes. And so that again is just getting you warmed up, your right hand warmed up and your left hand warmed up. And then turn the page. The music, there's 2 types of music. There's music you're working on, and then there's music you like to play. So the stuff you like to play maybe is in another book or somewhere. Don't waste your time on playing stuff you already know how to play at first. It's not a waste of time to play that stuff, but it's definitely not study time. Okay. So for me, if I'm looking at our list this week, man, oh man, do I love playing Danny Boy, right? I love singing it. I love plucking it out. I love the whole thing. That's going to go in my end of the practice book, or I'm going to practice that at the end. But I'm going to put off the good stuff, the stuff I just enjoy, to the end of my practice session, and I'm going to work on the stuff that's harder for me first. I want to get through the hard stuff right after my warm-up, do the hard stuff, and then go to the stuff I just enjoy playing. And you want to have 2 or 3 songs at the end of every session that maybe you've played Moon River 5,000 times. Maybe it's Danny Boy. Maybe it's Brahms Lullaby. Whatever it is that you just enjoy playing. It does Spaghetti Monster. Every time I fix somebody's ukulele here, I make a little video of it. Not every time, but most of the time. I'll make a little video of it, and I always play Spaghetti Monster. I just love it, right? It's just something that I enjoy playing. And it's short, and it fits into a little video that I can email to them about playing their brand new, newly updated ukulele. But the idea is you got 2 or 3, you got some songs you just enjoy playing. Put those off the side. Maybe it's a strummer, I've been working on the railroad. Those go in a separate area, and that's what you wrap your practice up. Now, final thought on practicing efficiently. We typically, as newer players, if I'm practicing Brahms Lullaby, I'm going to start at the top, go to the bottom, go back, play the top to the bottom, and then I'm going to turn the page, and I'm not going to really think about where I'm struggling. Here's where you're going to struggle on Brahms Lullaby, right at measure 10. You got to get an F chord on, you got to get pinky on. Okay? That's going to be tough. What I want you to think about is don't practice the whole song. Don't practice it. If you know how to play a section, don't even practice that section. Don't even work on it at all. Work on those areas where you're struggling. When I'm getting ready to present some music to a group, and I know that I'm going to be playing as a soloist up there in front of them, I only want to know where the hard parts are, and I want to know how to fix those, and I want to work on just that section. I don't need to work on everything on Brahms Lullaby. Here's the beginning of Brahms Lullaby. I don't need to practice that. I'm going to be fine, right? I can read through that, sight read that. I don't have a problem. Measure 5, now I got this partial G7. I may need to think about that. And so I only spend time on the stuff that's not making sense to me, that's super difficult for me at whatever level I'm working at, that's got weird fingering or maybe a piece of music that I'm going to have to rewrite some of the tab a little bit to make it where I can play it. So really focus in on what you can't do on a piece of music rather than trying to make it sound like the music. You get very prescriptive on those areas that are going to be a problem for you. Get those problems figured out, and then go back and play it. But you don't need to play the whole song every single time. It's the biggest mistake people do. And last thought on this is when you're getting a piece of music ready for presentation, you should practice that song from the end of the song and work your way back to the beginning of the song. Starting at the beginning of a song every single time. You see, almost all of my private students have this problem where, man, they kill it for the first 8 or 12 measures. They're just like, wow, you really got this thing. And then all of a sudden the quality goes way down because they've been practicing from the beginning of the song over and over and over. And they really know their first 8, 12, sometimes 16 measures. But then all of a sudden, toward the end of the song, it gets real choppy and weird because they've not spent the same amount of time getting to the end of the song. So a lot of times practicing from the end of the song and then building up that way to the beginning of the song is another way to just help you be more effective and waste a little less time. Melissa asks, I asked my daughter, she's lived in Italy for years, how to pronounce Lucia. Since we have trouble deciding in Spanish, it would be Lucia, but in Italian it's Lucia. Okay, good. The song refers to Naples, so we say Lucia, Santa Lucia. Oh, I like that, Santa Lucia. That's how we're gonna say that. All right, beautiful. So hopefully those thoughts help. Again, I would say sitting down is the hard part in practice. Fill out your practice log. Turn the page. Do your make a better bar worksheet. Turn the page. Play an arpeggio. Turn the page, work on your hard stuff first, and then finish up your lesson. And don't forget to do it. Finish up your lesson with a song that you just know how to play and you love playing it, right? And if it's something from your old strumming days back before you met me, somewhere over the rain. I don't know the next chord. I gotta learn that. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. If that's the way you want to finish up your lesson, do it, right? I mean, who doesn't like that? All right, let's play all 3 songs today. I don't have a ton of stuff to add to you. This is stuff, if you've been working on Spaghetti Monster and Frere Jacques, Brahms Lullaby is just that next level up. Let's run through all of the ways of playing this. Grab your C chord. Lullaby and good night with roses be. Now you're going to go to your G7. When you get going from C to G7, index finger leads, and then this guy is going to just pull back, and middle finger is going to go on. Okay. Delight with lilies be spread, his babies we, and then just slide her up, hit him or her up. Lay you, when you go from C to F, again, lead with your index finger, middle finger up, ring finger disappears. Down, now, and to get back, ring finger on, these guys up. Rest, may your G7 slumbers be. Go back to your C. Blessed, lay you down, now and rest. May your slumbers be blessed. Okay, and again, what we're talking about, hopefully we talk about this often. When you are learning a song, you do not need to get it in tempo, and you do not need to do all 3 beats, right? You're just learning to get your chords around things. Lullaby and good night to... You can even hit it once. Lullaby and good night with roses be dyed, lilies, with lilies be spread. It is babies we fed. So you're really focusing in, teaching your hand. Here are the motions you're going to need to make. Just your left hand in order to play the song. Then after you have those motions down, then you can start talking about options with your right hand. So the first time through, I'm just going to give it this soft, beautiful down strum, that glissando strum. You know, remember you're playing about where the body and the neck come together. You get the prettiest tone. Second time through, maybe pluck everybody, you know, all 4 strings. Or if you want to do an arpeggio pattern, if you've been around a little while, to put your thumb on the 3rd string, index on the 2nd string, and middle finger on the 1st string, and watch what happens. Lullaby and good night with roses be dyed. Is that beautiful? Okay, so that makes it sound really sophisticated. You haven't changed anything over here, and instead of doing this, you just are thumb, index, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle. If you doubled it up, lullaby and good night with roses be dyed, with lilies be spread, his babies we bed. Okay, it's a lot more energetic that way, not necessarily better though, right? And so, and then of course, you can do your down up, lullaby and good night, da 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 da. You know, that's probably not the way you'd want to play that song. So think about your right hand. Your right hand determines the type and style and beauty of the music. This just tells it what kind of music's coming out, right? All right, from the top, just the strumming, just your chords. 1, 2. I count in 2 and then we go. 1, 2. Lullaby and good night with roses be dyed, with lilies be spread, his babies we bed. Lay you down now and rest. May your slumbers be blessed. Lay you down now and rest. May your slumbers be blessed. Change your pattern. Lullaby and good night with roses be dyed, with lilies be spread, his babies we bed. Lay you down now and rest. May your slumbers be blessed. Lay you down now and blessed. May your slumbers be blessed. Okay, I should have sung the second lyrics. The lyrics are very old-fashioned on this, right? Bedight, I don't even... Mother's delight, bright angel's side, darling, I will watch as you sleep. May your dreams be so sweet. I will watch as you sleep. May your dreams be so sweet. I guess the second version is, the second lyrics aren't as weird as the first one. With roses be dyed, and, you know, deck the halls type of thing. And lilies spread over baby's bed. So yeah, the words are a little old-fashioned, but the song is beautiful, right? Let's play the melody. Okay, guys, if you're just starting, this is the key, making sure that this is starting to come out of your ukulele. If it's a 1, use your index finger. If it's a 2, use your middle finger. If it's a 3, use your ring finger. There are no other notes. Okay, from the top. 1, 2. Oh, oh, 3. Oh, oh, 3. Oh, 3, 3, 2. Oh, oh, 3, 2, oh, 1, 2, 2, oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, oh, 3, 2, 3. Oh, oh, 3. Oh, 1, 3. Oh, oh, 1, 3. Oh, 3. Oh, oh, 3. Oh, 1, 3. Oh, oh, 1. Oh, 2. Oh. And then the second time you go through and play that, and you go back through and play the whole thing a second time. So you know the sound of this, it works. Whether your fingers are moving fast enough to make it work, that's the question. Okay. And so when you play along with me, am I going too slow for you, too fast for you? It's impossible for me to tell. If we were in class together, obviously I would adjust tempo for you guys. But since I'm not, I give you what I consider to be a reasonably slow pace that hopefully you're playing along with. If you're not keeping up or you're making mistakes that are, lots and lots of mistakes, you probably need to spend a little bit more time practicing. And if it's really bad, right, go back, restudy Frere Jacques, restudy Spaghetti Monster, be thinking about your C major scale, trying to get your finger onto the right string, onto the right fret, and then plucking the string you actually happen to be holding down. That's always a plus too, right? So lots and lots of things going on there. But once melody starts to come out of your ukulele, you are well on your way to becoming an expert at this instrument. Are you strumming the third string with the thumb, then 2, 1, 2 on the fourth finger strum? Are you strumming the third string with thumb, and then when I was doing the arpeggio patterns, I was just doing whatever, right? I wasn't following any kind of pattern. I was just grabbing whatever. So I was probably doing a little bit of that. Yeah, Marilyn, probably very possible. So what I said was, hey, do thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle. But then I'm positive I tend to mess around with that a little bit. So yeah, so don't take me as an example of what to do. Think of it as just a different option of what I was doing at the time. But I do know thumb, index, middle. If we go slow, lullaby and good night. That just thumb, index, middle pattern works really well. It just really sounds pretty. Something for you to try. And then, of course, I was just plucking whatever things happened to feel good at the time. As long as you're holding the right chord, you can pluck anything you want, and it'll sound fine. All right, hopefully I answered your question, Q. I'm not positive I did. Finally, Brahms Lullaby, Tough Uke. Let's walk through everything, and then we'll go through and play it. Okay, so first two notes on Tough Uke are 0, 0. And then you have 0, 0, 3. Okay, remember your rest stroke. Okay, that's a longer note. Then hit 2 zeros again. And same thing, 0, 0, 3. Okay, then 0, 3. And now you're going to hit 0, 0, 0, 3. A lovely C chord, right? Then you're going to hit the 2. Then the 0. Now you're going to put a G7 chord on here and measure 5, but don't hold down your ring finger. Put it on and then lift your ring finger up so you get 0, 2, 1, 0. That sounds cool. And then to get that 3, you just put your ring finger down up on the second string. And then 2, 0. So you're going to hit the 2, and now we got to take your index finger off to hit the 0, and then put it right back down. So now you have 0, 2, 1 on. That's that shape. And then 3 strings. Okay, sounds cool. Hit the 2 again. Hit the 2 one more time. Index finger up to hit the 0. And then put it right back down. 0, 2, 1. 2, 1 again. Here's where the ring finger goes back on. You finally have an official G7 chord here. 2 comes back up. And then hit the 3 with your ring finger. Go down and move it back to the 2. Okay, and 0, 0, 0, 3. Okay, when we actually play that, I will probably end up refingering that a little bit. I've come up with a different solution to that, but I teach you the official way to do it, and then you'll find out whether having that ring finger dancing all around there is a good idea. Probably what I end up doing is I usually been bringing my 2 down here. Okay, that's not necessarily the official way to do it, but it is a way to do it. Just it feels like less motion to me, but it's probably just the same amount of work. Okay, middle of measure 9, we hit the 2 zeros. Okay, and then F chord. Here's the chord that's going to come up. You can use your ring finger here, F chord with your ring finger. So that's 2013. But what I have found in my lifetime playing ukulele for a long time now is that my ring finger has a tendency to end up plonk right on top of that metal bar when I make an F chord. So I have switched to using my pinky on this. This particular shape is going to come up 80 million times in your life. Maybe 799 million. 79.9 million. It's going to come up a lot. So you're going to put in your F chord. I have started putting my pinky on there. So 2013 pinky. And I have not missed it since I made that switch. If your fingers are cooperative and you can put your ring finger there, that's fine too. Either one. Okay, I just teach putting on your pinky there because I do better with it. Okay, there's your F chord with your 3, then 0, 1, so just lift up your pinky, and then 0, 0, 3 at 11. Okay, then a couple of more zeros. Here's that G7 again. You put the G7 shape on, but you're not going to play the first string, so just strum the 3 strings. Ring finger on 3. Open on the bottom, it's still open. And then 0, 0, 3. End of measure 13, we're going to hit 2 zeros. Here's that F chord with the 3 on the top again. And lift up your pinky to play the 0. Then index on the 1. And then 0, 0, 3. 2 O's. Put your G7 shape on again. Index finger up to make the 0. 2 is already being held down, play that. And then 2 zeros. Okay, and then back up to the top. Okay, second time you come through, we'll play through it twice. When you get to the end of 16, don't play 17 again. That's your first ending. Okay, that's what the bracket above 17 says. Hey, when I get to 17 the first time, I will play it. But when I get to it the second time, I'm not going to play it. I'm going to go play 18. Okay, and 18 is just okay. All right, as slow as I can play. If you're hanging in there, congratulations. Okay, if you're not quite keeping up, that's fine, right? That just means we got to spend a little bit more time getting good at this. From the top, 1, 2. Measure 10. To the top. Sorry. Measure 8. second ending. Isn't that a lovely tune? It's a lovely piece. Um, you actually could use this in your life, right? Anytime you're asked to babysit, I've managed to get out of babysitting for almost all of my life. A couple of times, that's it. But most of you don't get out of it, right? Most of you look forward to it a little bit. But when you put the baby down, grab your ukulele, knock that sucker out, that's going to make everybody happy. All right, those are your 3 ways to play that. I would work on that this week. On Friday, we're going to play it, and we're going to see where you're at, right? You're going to let me know on Friday, hey, Tough Uke's going fine, Melody's going fine, chords are going fine. I'm ready for Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm ready to play Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, the whole thing, not just the Ode to Joy section. You're going to be letting me know that as we go along. So by Friday, right, try to have this together. Now, we got what we decided when we were setting up these classes. We would continue on with the introductory stuff for those of you guys that are, this is newer. Music is not something you've done a ton of in the past. And so we're going to be doing this on a rotating basis. So we go through all of book 1 all the time. And then each week we're going to add in a couple songs out of book 2 so that you can start to, for those of you who are like, yep, I'm getting this, making perfect sense to me. And so our 2 songs for the week are Danny Boy and Santa Lucia. So let's go grab Danny Boy and let's play through that. If those of you who are newer, you should know that this is a hard song. Okay, so if you're not playing it or you're not able to play it quite yet, that is perfectly normal. That is not this is not a song that I would expect someone with a few weeks worth of ukulele learning under their belt to be able to play. This is a beautiful tune, but it's definitely tough, and it's certainly tougher than the songs that they are working in on the advanced group that comes in next hour. This is a pretty legit piece of music, and so please don't feel like, hey, I'm not playing it, I'm not doing that well, whatever. That's not the case at all. This is a hard song. Yeah, Melissa, I think the G7s that pop in there, because only one time do you actually strum a full G7, right? In Brahms Lullaby. So when you see 0, 2, 1, that's always going to be a G7 shape in that song. The weird part is you're only going to play the full G7 one time. Okay, the rest of the time you really just get that portion on there, and the rest of it will make sense. And also slow it down, right? Take it, let the song. You do not have to play any piece of music at my pace when you are learning. You do when we come to class, and then you get a chance to say, all right, that's going, you're gauging yourself a little bit against me. Am I able to keep up with Gary? And if I am, then I'm in great shape. If I'm not quite keeping up, what's causing me to not be able to keep up? And a lot of times it is those more complicated chord shapes. You're like, all right, that's just a G7, but my brain's not quite computing it fast enough when I see it. With this song, it's fascinating. You get to measure 2. You got 2, 3, 3, or 3, 2, 3. Like, that's not a chord. I don't know what that is. Okay, well, it's a B flat with my pinky here. It's really, really complicated, right? That's a whole lot of mess there, right? And so when I get there, I'm like, oh gosh, what the heck am I going to do with that? Okay, and so hopefully every song will present you with some little bit of a challenge. Hey, Linda, welcome in. Glad you're here. Hopefully every song presents you with a little bit of a challenge. As far as I can tell, every single song has the hard part, right? All right, let's play Danny Boy. Let's see, we're doing Fun on Time. So let's strum and sing it one time. If you're new to strumming, oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling. Just do 1 strum per measure. If you are been around a while, try to get in all 4. Remember, you want to have the new chord on. If there's a new chord coming up in the next measure, you want that on by the time you get to the first beat. So if you're playing, oh Danny Boy, oh Danny Boy, the pipes are, and then you're like, oh wait, I'm really late on B flat, and you finally get it on, and we're already on to Glenn, then you haven't done your job right. If you are, oh Danny Boy, the pipes are calling from Glen to Glen and down the mountainside. If you could only get 1 strum in per measure, that's fine. Just make sure that strum is beat 1 of the next measure. Okay. Melissa says, is it okay to play the B flat like a guitar F? Yeah, that's what you should be doing. It's the same chord. It's exactly the same chord, Melissa. Yeah. So what Melissa's asking, this is how we play B flat. Some people play it with a partial bar like that. Okay. And some people play it with a full bar. I would rather you play it with a full bar because that's going to make you a better player long term. But this is fine. Okay. And on guitar, we play this note up on the fifth string, and then this finger goes here on the fourth string. Okay. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, Melissa, but yeah, you could do that. Okay. This makes it extra difficult. But whatever works, right? Whatever works. B flat, as long as you're getting it in the correct posture, either this one, or Melissa's idea, which is this one. In the beginning, you're going to get this sound. And that's the way you play B flat in the beginning. After you've gotten your hand strength together, it'll come out. Okay, from the top. One. Oh, I just can't even one. One. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you, must go and I must bide. But bring you back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's soft and hushed with snow, white with snow. Oh, I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But come ye back, and all the flowers die. Sorry, I blew the melody. And I am dead, and dead I well may be. Major 4. You'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave for me too. And I will know those soft you let upon me, and in my grave will warm and sweeter be. And you'll kneel down and whisper that you love me, and I will sleep in peace until you come to segmenting me. Oh, to avoid the bar. Oh, you're talking about this F chord. That's the chord Melissa's talking about. 1, 2, 3. Which avoids the bar. And then theoretically, you don't play the bottom string. Okay, so that's a real F chord right there. Yes, Melissa, but no, right? Yeah, yes, but really no. This is a theoretical possibility, but I wouldn't do it. I would say, I'm going to learn to do this. I would way rather have you going than doing. Okay, that's me. Long term, this is not going to be your biggest problem. Okay, getting your fingers stronger is the bigger problem, because as we get into more complicated music, this B flat, that's coming up. Okay, this F chord, that's coming up. This minor shape is coming up. This minor shape is coming up. The seventh chord, these diminished chords, those are coming up. So yeah, we can find ways to make things easier as you go along, but don't think that they're necessarily approved and recommended. right? What's approved and recommended is that you have all of your skill sets and you can play everything every possible way. But before that, if you need to do this, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's not recommended. That's recommended. Okay, so I'm okay with you on a Friday doing whatever you have to do to survive Friday. But during the week, really practice on get into this. Um, Suck it up, Buttercup. Rub some dirt on it, Melissa. Get up. Yeah. When you're practicing, try the hard stuff. You're supposed to sound terrible when you're a new player. You're supposed to sound terrible when you're an advanced player and you're working on new music. You're supposed to sound rotten. But then, yeah, on Friday's concert, if you have to take some shortcuts to make your B flat, then yeah, that's when you do it. Heck yeah. Suck it up, Buttercup. My father-in-law says that all the time. Mine is always rub some dirt on it. All right, so he sung. I'm a terrible singer. Melody. Okay, this is those of you guys that are newer. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Sorry. It was a rough one. Repeat and play it again. So the melody works, okay? That's a good thing to practice on. If you're newer, just playing melody. I got 150 some sheets of music up on 130, something like that, music up on the website. And about 80 of those are readily accessible and able for you to play just the melody. Just be practicing that. Getting better and faster where it's a little more automatic, always being mindful of positional playing. Let's play the tough uke, and then we're going to play Santa Lucia just as a tough uke. Okay, 1, I'm going to count to 4, and then you have the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Repeat that whole section, and then at the end, then the second time you come through, don't play 16, you play 17. finish up with this big bar chord at the end. Okay, it's a beautiful, beautiful tune, and harder than the stuff that the advanced group's doing, right? And they're not the advanced group. This is the next level. There's no such thing as advanced ukulele. There's one guy. There's handful of people doing it. Tamine Gardner, Aldrin Guerrero, Jake Shimabukuro. That's about the three. There's a handful of others playing that level of advanced. Okay, mostly people are not. Mostly everybody's working at intermediate level that's playing this style of music. Okay, so then the 1 o'clock class, they're playing actually easier stuff than this. Okay, let's run through Santa Lucia real quick. We don't have time to go through all of the ways of playing it, so we're going to just play the tough uke. But this gives you a chance, if you are not ready to play the tough uke, to play along with me in a different style, right? So if you are not ready for the tough uke, you're playing the chords. Maybe now near the silvery moon, calm seas are glittering, sweet wind and gentle rain. Okay, you're playing it that way. If you are next level player, and it's beautiful. Okay, just play that. And of course, what everybody that we hang around with these days, we all want to play the chord melody together, and so that's what I'm going to play. So you find your way of playing, and let's make this beautiful. 1, 2. Let's see. Should we do it twice through? No, let's just do it one time through. One time through. So take the second ending when we get there. 1, 2, 3. Second ending. That's another great song. World class. Really good. Santa Lucia. Or is it Melissa's daughter, who lives in Italy, knows what she's talking about? Santa Lucia. Hopefully you're playing the song for her, Melissa. That's exciting. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of music. Lovely. So pretty. Yay. All right. So guys, if you're newer this week, Frere Jacques, Spaghetti Monster, Three Blind Mice. What are the other things we're working on? Brahms Lullaby, Tomorrow's Yankee Doodle. Yankee Doodle is not that great of a song, but it's the same exact skill set that we've used for Brahms Lullaby And same, more opportunity for you to really dig into getting your chord melody together. And so we'll see you guys for that. Those of you guys that are next level players, Danny Boy and Santa Lucia, see how smooth, see how beautiful, see how many other chords you can include in it. It's going to be amazing. So beautiful pieces, both two really nice pieces of music. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you're learning stuff. Send me an email if you're not. And I will see all of you either later today or tomorrow. Have a great evening. Go forth, do good, be safe, practice, keep showing up. That's the hard one. And subscribe and like if you haven't already done that. G7 got me in tough uke both times. The G7s are getting you. Well, the fancy G7, right? The G7 up the neck is like, oh, I hate that G7. Eventually it's no big deal. But that G7, if that's the G7 that got you, that should get you, Linda. Every time I see it, kind of like, oh God, here we go, right? So yeah, it should get you. The regular G7, I hope that's not getting you too much. The one down here, 10212. Hopefully that's not eating you up. But the 0575 absolutely probably should eat you up. All right, Lynn, have a great day. I will see all of you down the road somewhere. Be good, and I will see you soon. Pulling the plug.